Call Halayim, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All praises, honors, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Baharakakwadash. Double honors and blessings to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, GMS. They have the 100% truth. Shalom and blessings to the hopefully elect, the Aki, and pushing his truth and sincerity. Shalom and blessings as well to the brethren and the few sisters, which is the Akwathian, that are subscribed to this truth, that are firm believers in the Heavenly Father and His Son. America's mystery, Babylon the Great, there will be destroyed by fire. At the end of World War III, intercontinental ballistic missiles and hypersonic missiles armed with nuclear warheads will be fired off. The United States of America will be completely made desolate by fire by those nuclear missiles and by the Lord and His angels when He returns in the midst of World War III. The mark of the beast is the RFID chip, also known as the NFC chip, and they also have Neuralink technology to put a chip inside of your brain. They're going for mandatory vaccinations, mandatory microchipping, digital ID, digital currency, and a cashless society, and they're using CV-19 as the reset button on society to further push their agendas and establish their new world order. And as you can see, 2021 going to be catastrophic, and it will. 2020 was deemed the year of prophecy by Elder Tahar, and as you can see, the UN already warning that 2021 going to be catastrophic. The UN officials warn as organization faces worst year in history since inception after World War II, meaning things are going to get very, very, very bad. Things are going to get critical. Things are going to get dangerous. There's a lot of pain and suffering on the horizon. Pain, suffering, trials, and tribulations on a global scale. Not just one part of the world, but on a global scale. We are in the days of prophecy being fulfilled. Famines, mass starvation, people dying of thirst, people dying from the sword, getting gunned down, killed in many other ways, mass disease and virus, pestilence, plagues. The executive director of the World Food Program made a dire forecast about the months to come, slating catastrophic humanitarian crisis for 2021 and what would be the worst year seen in the better part of a century. And I just did a video earlier speaking on the food, the global food prices being at a 6-year high. Food prices is already pretty much rising. Going through the roof. Inflation is right around the corner. You're going to spend more to get less food, and then food is going to become unaffordable. Millions upon millions is about to get evicted in a month or so. Millions upon millions is about to lose unemployment benefits. And then even more people is about to become jobless. Mass homelessness, mass joblessness, mass starvation. WFP Chief David Beasley sounded alarms at a United Nations General Assembly meeting on Friday convened to discuss the coronavirus pandemic and worldwide efforts to blunt its impact. He warned that some 270 million people are now marching towards starvation and that in some countries famine is around the horizon, and this is prophecy being fulfilled. All right? This is written. These events taking place are written. The Lord is visiting this place, and judgment, mass judgment is beginning. And then you got world wars brewing all at the same time, along with this vaccine and development and being pushed to becoming mandatory on a global scale. And do you know what's going to follow that? The RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. 2021 is literally going to be a catastrophic. 2021 is literally going to be catastrophic based on what we're seeing at this stage in the game, Beasley said, adding that because we've spent $19 trillion, that money may not and will not most likely be available for 2021, even as economic contractions have already begun. Hey, what do the Akim say? What do the elders say and the apostles say? Birth pains, contractions. And once those contractions start, they won't stop. They'll only get worse and worse and worse. And America will be destroyed by fire. This world, this age, this kingdom and society will fall. And it will fall in the near future. Lord's willing to fall 2021. Hey, the Lord said, behold, I come quickly. But I'm speaking as a man, and I'm just hoping and hastening the day. But Lord's will is 2021. But hey, either way it go, this place doesn't have much longer. This place doesn't have 5-10 years. I can't see it. We're now looking literally at 2021 being the worst humanitarian crisis year since the beginning of the United Nations, and we're going to have to step up. While Beasley said the pandemic and government lockdown policies are driving the disturbing trends, stating the cure could be worse than the disease because of the economic ripple effect, he noted that man-made conflict has also had a role to play, naming ongoing wars in Syria, Yemen, and South Sudan. And then you got the tensions with the U.S. between China, North Korea, Russia, Iran, along with other parts of the world. As you can see here, we've got to end some of these wars. We've got to bring these wars to an end so we can achieve the sustainable development goals that we so desire. Sustainable development goals that we so desire, he said, dubbing the conflict's health crisis and looming famine as icebergs in front of the Titanic. Looming famines. And these famines will be on a global scale. Even in the United States, these food drives, these food banks, and these food pantries are running dry. Food shortages is getting worse and worse. People are already beginning to go hungry and become in difficult, critical situations. Here in the United States, the land of the free, the land with the streets were paved with gold and everybody living their best life, that's now come to an end. If we're strategic and put the funds to these particular icebergs before us, I believe that we can get through 2021 while we work with the vaccines and rebuild the economies, which is not going to happen. But those vaccines will become mandatory. And as you can see, famine of biblical proportions looms over humanity due to COVID-19. UN Food Chief warns. Famines of biblical proportion. Mass starvation is on the horizon. Hundreds of millions of people are already facing starvation. It's more than 270 million people. There's millions starving in Africa right now as we speak, and millions starving in South America. Venezuela among the top to be facing starvation. In August, the WFP head said the number of people facing malnutrition could spike by 80% by the end of the year, warning of a famine of biblical proportions as millions risk starvation. 80%, y'all, facing malnutrition, and this is on a global scale. That's a lot of people. That's millions upon millions upon millions. Now that's billions that's finna be facing malnutrition. Billions. That's a lot of people. But guess what? The firm believers and the Heavenly Father and His Son will be taken care of, and we will not be starving to death. We'll be all right. The Lord will take care of us, and the Lord will feed us, as it is written. My servant shall eat, my servant shall drink, but they shall hunger and they shall be thirsty. Isaiah chapter 65. As millions risk starvation, UNICEF meanwhile predicted in May that in 118 low and middle income nations, 1.2 million children under the age 5 could die in the following 6 months. So they already planning on over 1 million children dying in the following 6 months, pinning the surge on the declining access to medical care due to lockdowns, curfews, and transport disruptions. So these lockdowns and the cure is worse than the pandemic. These lockdowns, these economic fallouts, businesses being shut down, jobs being lost, people becoming jobless, people becoming homeless, the food distribution chain being cut, just everything just getting worse. All right, so hey, 2021 will be catastrophic. Call him Lion Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All praises, honors, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors and blessings to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, GMS, that have the 100% truth. Shalom and blessings to you, Hakim, or Akwathim. America will be destroyed by fire. Shalom.